Caroline, news reporter at Homes.com, and I'm here in Denver with the one and only Bobby Berk. Bobby,
Hi.
thanks for joining me
Of course.
today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So we're actually here in a new home by Tri Pointe Homes in their new community, and you helped design this home.
Yeah.
So I think most people don't think of design forward in new home construction, right? So do you see that changing in the future with consumers and buyers and what they want?
I do. There's obviously only so many older homes that one can buy. And so when people think of new homes, as you said, they don't always think of design forward. They're like, oh, if I want something unique, I need to find something older. But that's not the case anymore because we have builders like Tri Pointe who are design focused, and they really do think about the way people live in their homes. They think about the people that are going to be living in their homes, and they're not just putting up four walls. They're actually putting design focus into it, which is how we ended up with the BB Edit, which I'm sure we'll talk about.
Definitely. And I think sometimes those four walls, a blank slate, can be very intimidating. So with the BB Edit, you have 10 collections, different styles that someone can choose from when they're buying any Tri Pointe home. And that really changes the buying process. Can you talk about a little bit about what it gives buyers, how it's adjusting, and how it might meet those consumer needs?
Yeah, buying a home can be stressful. There's so many decisions that need to be made. And the decisions about design should be the fun part. But often it's at the end, you're already stressed out from the other parts of it that you want it done. And often there'll be so many decisions that then may cause arguments with the couple buying the home. And so what we wanted to do is Tri Pointe and I decided, let's try to figure out a way to take some of that stress off the home buying experience and make the design part of it fun again instead of daunting. So we created 10 different collections, the BB Edit, and how you figure out what collection is right for you is you go on the website and you do the Style Finder quiz. And the quiz isn't just about what your favorite design aesthetic is. It's asking you your favorite vacation, your favorite article of clothing, your favorite food, like really getting into the psyche of what makes you happy, because those are the type of things that we use to figure out what your design aesthetic is going to be, because your home and what it looks like is what should make you happy, what makes you tick, what you're passionate about outside of the home. And when you infuse those things inside of your home, it doesn't matter what the design aesthetic is, it's just going to make you happy. So everything from the pools on your cabinets to the tile on the floor, the backsplashes, the countertops, the paint color, the carpets, everything we have pre-selected for you. So that way is this carpet gonna go with this countertop? And because a lot of times you pick out, you're like, oh no, I picked out grays, but this is a green gray and that was a blue gray and I didn't know any better and now it's in and I can't do anything about it and it's gonna drive me nuts for the rest of my life. We did all that work for you. We looked at every sample and every different type of light imaginable, inside, outside, and it's just, everything is perfect. So you never have to worry about the collection you've chosen not being great.
And I love that it's 10 different styles and they're each kind of timeless and not trend focused, because I think what we've talked about, and I know what your kind of mindset toward design is, choose what makes you happy. And a lot of that too is function of the home. And so I'm curious if you can share maybe any changes in floor plans or layouts and functions of new homes that you're seeing that's been really interesting to you.
Yeah, a lot of times back when we first started working in this industry, we would find that most architects were more focused on what the product looked like from the outside and not necessarily about how it was going to be lived on in the inside. So we would go to install a home and we're like, wait, there's not a wall wide enough in this bedroom to put a bed because of where the windows were placed. And the windows were perfect on the outside, but not on the inside. And you don't live outside your home, you live inside your home. So Tri Pointe does a really great job of often bringing us in at the very beginning, working with the architects. And they also have done a very good job now of only working with architects that also think about the way homes are going to be lived in on the inside. And so, sometimes I would put a window in a living room and you're like, wait, you made that window nice and big, yes, but it's actually too big now because now there's not one wall to put a piece of art on, or there's not one wall to put a TV on. And obviously, people want TVs. So thinking about the way that not only the house flows, but even the way the walls are set up to where the house is livable, the furniture that you need to actually function in your home can work in the home.
So what is exciting you most about home design right now? What's exciting you, inspiring you?
I think one of the things that is exciting the most is Tri Pointe's focus on indoor-outdoor living. A lot of times you'll get this big backyard, but you're like, wait, what am I going to do with that yard? And it becomes more of a hassle than something that's functional and fun. And Tri Pointe has done a really good job of working with architects that really know how to integrate indoor-outdoor spaces. And often it's about integrating your side yard into that indoor-outdoor space and really making it functional, because you can have this big outdoor area, but if it's not usable, what's the point of it? So really using the entire footprint of your lot to make usable indoor-outdoor space is really important. Because it's not just about having a big open yard, it's about having space that you're going to use, because at the end of the day, having good usable outdoor space drastically increases usable square footage of your home, and it makes your home feel like it's twice the size. So you can often buy a home that's under budget because the indoor space is a little bit smaller, because the outdoor space has been really thought through.
Gotcha. So not only can a buyer come in and say, I want everything here, but let's say they just want, pieces that you've selected throughout the collection. That's possible too, right?
We work with a company called Mine, and you can come in and and this is on top of the BB Edit, because the BB Edit is all about the surfaces and the materials in the home. But you can also select the furniture, and you can either select everything that's in the home, from the art to the pillows to the rugs to the sofa, or you can just a la carte pick and choose what you like. And there's also a way to choose by budget. So if this particular sofa is out of your budget or under your budget, you can select a little more or a little less, and we'll select ones that or suggest ones that are similar and in different price points.
Oh, neat. Yeah. So within your 10 collections, you've said that the organic modern is your favorite. Yeah. Can you talk to us a little bit about what you're loving and kind of the details that are in that collection?
For me, I love neutrals in my homes, but I also don't want a home that's just all one note. Organic modern really infuses a lot of black, it infuses a lot of wood tones, it infuses a lot of texture on a nice neutral white wall cream stuff base. So to me, it's like the perfect balance of yin and yang.
And how is that idea of mental health and personal well-being tied to our homes? How have you seen that changing or kind of emerging?
Well, I think before it wasn't something that was thought about a lot, but during COVID, when we were all stuck in our homes for years, we really had to think about, wait, why am I climbing up the walls? Why is this red wall making me not relaxed? We really had to think about what it was in our homes that were affecting our mental health. And so one of the good things that came out about COVID was, us thinking about our homes in a different way.
Definitely. Bobby, thank you so much for chatting with me, sharing your design insights. And thank you for watching. For more design stories and new home stories, head to Homes.com.